Well, that was a really rough day of discovering that our rigging was wrong. Todd discovered it really early in the morning, which gave us a lot of time to worry and fret, and I cried most of those hours.
2 years ago, we purchased a hurricane-damaged boat with the dream of sailing her around the world. Together with our kids, we've been learning, laughing, and working to make this dream come true. This is the story of our adventures on a sailboat named Spoondrifter.
I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty ugly. I was very, very worried about the cost. I added up all of those lines, and if we had to replace them again, it would be $6,000. So Todd put in a call to Colligo Marine, and I'm gonna let him tell you what John Franis said.
When I called him on the phone and I said, John, we have a problem, and he goes, what? And I said, all the rigging is the wrong length. And he said, longer or shorter? And I said, shorter, it's too short. And he goes, oh, how much too short? And I says, about 4 inches. And he laughed and he goes, oh, no problem. He says, this happens all the time. This is not anything to worry about. He said, we're an online rigging company, so it happens more than you would think. Don't feel too bad about it. So let me explain what happened. Generally, when you measure your rigging, you're measuring it from pin to pin, and that is where it pins into the turnbuckle that's hooked to your chain plate and where it's pinned to the ear. I call it the ear. It's probably the wrong term. Somebody will tell me what the right term is, and I will try to remember that. And where it is pinned here up on the mast, that is your pin-to-pin length. I had that in my brain, that's where the rigging needed to be measured to. What I did not realize at the time was that this section right here was also going to be replaced by him for this. So it's a completely different setup. And so what he needed was the measurement to here on the mast, where it goes through the mast, not to here. So this distance here is about 4 inches on all the rigging. And so that is where the problem occurred. If it's too long, it's a little harder because I got to send it all back to him, and he has to, redo all the splicing and then re-stretch it, all that kind of stuff. But he says, no, the 4 inches too short is actually not too difficult to work with. So how is he going to solve that problem without me having to pay thousands of dollars to order new Dyneema ducks? Well, he's taking the turnbuckle right here, and he's going to make a new toggle right here that is 4 inches taller. And he said that's why he likes to use these kind of turnbuckles, is because you have a lot of play and a lot of adjustment in being able to use them. So he told me to tell Tammy to calm down, that life wasn't over, that we don't have to go find a mortgage somewhere to pay for this. We're good, we will make it work, and he's working it all out for us. The triadic was too long. I don't know what happened with that math on that. So he's remaking, or he's restretching that triadic for us. But in the meantime, we noticed that the plate on the top of the mizzen mast is actually a little kind of wimpy, and it has been bent, and he thinks we need to have something a little bit more stout, and so he's going to remake that for me. But I got to get the angle that it is from the mizzen mast up to the main mast. I need to know what that angle is so that he knows how much of a bend to put in that plate. So I'm going to go dust off my geometry and take some measurements and see how well we can do with that. That's what I'm going to do today.
Yeah, that definitely helped ease my anxiety for the day. But man, refitting old boats is sure an up and down. Like, we've had some lows and we've had some highs, and yeah, that's what you hear. You hear that sailing is highs and lows, and I'm ready for some highs and lows for sailing instead of fixing. So let's go figure out these measurements.
I think we need to qualify that. The highs that she's talking about is highs mentally, not high waves. I don't need to go out and having 40-foot waves to compensate for the lows.
I thought you were going to talk about hot drugs.
No. High mentally. High as in, woo, this is fun, this is awesome, yay! Right?
I think they feel that when they take drugs too.
I didn't take drugs. I wouldn't know. So I'm really unqualified to talk about that.
Okay.
Anyway, I do need a tape measure. I cannot find a normal tape measure on this boat.
One of the silver ones?
Yeah. Just an easy one. All right. 56'10".
Oh, I have the measurements right here. I have 39 feet. Is that right?
I don't know.
Well, you just.
Long mast.
Oh, main mast, 56'10". That's what it says.
Yep. (39'1". Where the connection point is on the mizzen is higher than the top of the mast, but on the main it's lower. So that difference is basically 5 inches. See how well that's taped up?
Well, that's not good. How'd that happen, dear?
Well, I don't know. It's taped really, really good right here. It's taped everywhere. Look how much water made it inside the bag from where? How does that much water get inside like no hole?
Well, it probably came down the rope.
Well, yeah, but how does it that much from a rainstorm? That's a lot of water.
I mean, what's the point of it at this point?
Well, see, I've also heat shrink this in there, so the end is inside a heat shrink tube as well. But I just put this bag on here to help, but it doesn't look like it's helping at all, does it? Water shouldn't have got in here to the actual plug. But man, water gets everywhere.
What are you doing?
Okay, you need to hold this right here.
It's not straight.
It's pretty close.
That is not pretty close.
This is square. That's a 90.
Okay, but it's standing at a crooked.
Well, I know that, but I can't do any better.
Would you like me to hold on to it?
14'2". So the formula is the tangent of x is equal to the opposite divided by the adjacent. So the opposite, which is 210 inches, divided by the adjacent,
I'm glad one of us is good at math, because I don't even know what that means.
equals that. Well, I'm not professional at this. This is called Google. Google helps.
So what is this for?
This is to give us the angle. 210 inches, and we divide that by 170 inches. We have 1.235, and tangent x equals 1.325. So now, with the fancy dancy iPhone that doesn't have tangent on it, you turn it sideways. -1, right there, the inverse tangent. That gives me 51 degrees. So I have 51 degrees right there. How long does it take a Spoondrifter to pick up garbage? I don't know, let's see. Is that garbage?
I don't know.
Probably not. Are you picking up garbage or are you just playing?
Both.
Abigail's doing a good job. Look how much they got already. Stuff over here. Okay, we're going to test the mast wiring before the mast goes up to make sure that it works. I think that's probably a good idea.
And boy.
Pick up garbage or no food. No food for you. Power on. 20 volt setting. That's good. Liberty, come here. Hold this right there, will you? Whichever one you want, put it on there. And let's see. 12.23 volts. Not real good up there, but close enough. It'll work. I'm just gonna hook the ground up to the negative. Like that. Our green one is our spreader lights, our red one is the mast anchor light, and the white is the steaming. So I need the green, red, and white. So what I'm gonna have you do, Liberty, I'm gonna have you walk up to the end of the mast, and there's a light on the end of the mast, and I want you to tell me if it turns on.
I don't know what the light is. I'm pretty sure it's that.
You ready?
Yeah.
Is it on?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
So the next one is gonna be this light. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Okay.
It's on.
On?
Yep. Here's one. They're on.
So now we gotta do the mizzen mast. What I want you to do is touch here, on and off a few times when I tell you to, okay? Okay? So they work. Yeah! Okay, let's go get Mom. Nope.